Coping with COVID. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Coping with Tre Tailor. I'm Tre Tailor, and today we're coping with the implications of Roe v. Wade. Yesterday, we heard from both attorney Tamika Isaac Devine and Holly Holliday with Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote, with information and updates about the ruling almost 1 month ago, 1 month later. Today, we talked to a provider about how the decision affects them. Wendy Gilliard is the Director of Client Services, and Dr. Andre Melvin, Board Chair, both at Daybreak. Thank you all so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tre, for having us on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll talk to both of them coming up next on Coping with Tre Tailor. But first, your COVID community updates. The Department of Revenue will issue rebates to about 1 million taxpayers. Those who have filed 2021 South Carolina individual income tax returns before October 17th, which is the filing deadline extension, can receive up to $700 per eligible taxpayer. Now, rebates will be issued before the end of the year. Visit SCDOR's website for more information. You can check the screen for all of the qualifications. Area schools are putting additional safety measures in place. 31 Richland 1 middle and high schools have been approved for metal detectors. Over in Richland District 5, visitors to campuses will now have to walk through the new open gate weapons detection systems. Now, this system, which is also used at USC sporting events, will sound an alarm if anyone has a metal or sharp object on them. The devices will be monitored by district staff and not school resource officers. Also, due to staffing shortages, 5 elementary schools in Richland District 5 will not have uniformed deputy on campus to begin the school year. They will instead have armed guards on campus from a private security firm. Finally, Lexington School District 2 will implement a clear bag rule for athletic events starting next Friday. Officials say this will help increase safety for fans, players, coaches, and anyone who attends athletic events. And congratulations to Dion Jameson, the Lake Marion High School teacher, has received the honor of being recognized as South Carolina's 2023 Teacher of the Year. Now, this makes him the first African-American man to earn the title that has been recognized for excellence in education since 1956. SCDHEC has your most up-to-date list of times, dates, and locations for COVID testing and vaccinations in and around South Carolina. Visit scdheck.gov for more information. Now, scrolling at the bottom of the screen throughout the show, you'll see all types of resources, including where you can get a COVID vaccine, where you can get a COVID test, where you can order 5 free rapid tests by logging on to covidtest.gov. Also, for veterans, how you can get a COVID vaccination and test. All of the retail outlets, including Kroger, CVS, and Walgreens, all offering testing and vaccinations. And then we'll also be scrolling at the bottom of the screen information about how the Comet bus system is helping. Not only can you go on site and get a vaccination and a test. You can also catch the comet for free to get your vaccination. We'll also have some financial resources available for you, including FEMA. They have a COVID funeral reimbursement, SC Bar Association, and SC Legal Services. They've got a toll-free number and website. Lexington County has a bill assistance program. SC Housing and Dominion Energy have a rental and utilities assistance program. And we'll also be scrolling information at the bottom of the screen about SC Hope's 24-hour assistance line. If you or someone you know is having a problem coping, you can get those services for free 24 hours a day at the South Carolina Department of Mental Health. Also, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, we'll give you information about a job opportunity at the South Carolina State Fair. The largest event that happens in the state of South Carolina is looking for part-time individuals. Benefits include VIP parking, free admission, tickets, breakfast, and more. Visit scstatefair.org/employment for information. We'll also be sharing you information about a myriad of back-to-school events. I took the kids to 2 days this week. We got some great school supplies, and I didn't have to cook dinner. So you can check the screen and the scroll at the bottom of the screen for information about so many back-to-school events going on this weekend and next week in and around South Carolina. I'm Tre Tailor, and you are watching Coping with Tre Tailor. We are streaming live on the Tailor Made Production page on Facebook. Please go over there, hit like and share and follow. And not only will you get notifications as to when we go live, which is Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday from In It Together SC and the Diabetes Action Council, but also on Thursday and Friday. We're streaming live on the YouTube channel too. Please go over there, hit the subscribe button, and you will find 3+ years of information, resources, and interviews on how to cope with everything. Because as you know, and as we always stay here, we'll always be coping with something. We're also have a presence on Instagram and also on Twitter. So please subscribe to our social media so that you can get the information you need. Credible information on social media. I'm Tre Tailor, and you are watching Coping with Tre Tailor. And today we're coping with the implications of Roe v. Wade for providers. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Wendy Gilliard, Director of Client Services, and Dr. Andre Melvin, Board Chair at Daybreak. That's next on Coping.
The Comet gives me a reliable source of transportation.
It's very convenient to me, and they have wonderful drivers.
It's clean and it builds community. It's fun to meet people.
It makes me feel like really independent. It's just fun.
It's always going to be there and gets me everywhere I need to go.
We try to ride every single day. Comedy is our livelihood.
Computers, they're a part of our everyday lives. But when they're not working, they're an everyday problem. So call Computers Unique, your everyday solution. 803-351-5821. Is your computer running slow? Won't turn on? Do you need a screen replaced? Or maybe you just need another computer? Well, Computers Unique is your one-stop shop for all your computer needs. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned PCs, Macs, and tablets. So call Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. 803-351-5821. 803-351-5821.
Hello, I'm Carolyn Sawyer, an entrepreneur and caregiver. Part of taking care of your health is knowing if you're at risk of type 2 diabetes. Prediabetes is serious and puts you at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Up to 90% of South Carolinians who have it don't know they have it. Visit inittogethersc.org. Take an online test to find out your risk and join a diabetes prevention program. This message brought to you by the Diabetes Action Council of SC.
Hey there, thank you so much for joining us on Coping with Tre Tailor. I'm Tre Tailor. Hey, don't forget, we are streaming live on the Tailor Made Production page on Facebook. Please go over there, hit like and share and follow and get notifications as to when we go live every Wellness Wednesday from In It Together SC and the Diabetes Action Council. And then again, of course, on Thursday and Friday. We're streaming live on the YouTube channel. Also, please hit the subscribe button and check out all of the information, content, and interviews that we have been streaming since the pandemic began in 2020. Wow. Also, we have a presence on Instagram and also on Twitter. Hey, don't forget, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, all kinds of information and resources available, including back to school events, where you can find a COVID test and COVID vaccinations, and also several employment opportunities, all scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Please post and share so we can get the message to the masses. Today, we are coping with the implications of Roe v. Wade for providers. Today, we're talking to the folks at Daybreak. Wendy Gilliard has been the Director of Client Services at Daybreak for a little over a year, but she's been with Daybreak since 2017, both as a client advocate and facilitator of their post-abortion support program. She was a single mom at the age of 19 and experienced an abortion with her second child in her early 20s. So she understands the issues that people who are going through this type of thing are experiencing. So she's passionate about empowering young women and men with the support, information, and resources they need to have an abundant life for themselves and their families. Dr. Andre Melvin was recently elected chairperson of the board of Daybreak Life Care Center and also serves as the senior pastor of Temple Zion Baptist Church. Dr. Melvin is the director of Columbia International University's Prison Initiative Program, a 2-year associate degree program offered to inmates in South Carolina's Department of Corrections. Thank you both so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Trey, for having us on.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yes. First of all, I want to know exactly what services Daybreak provides.
Okay, great. Yeah. So Daybreak, we are a pregnancy care center. And so all of our services are at no cost. We offer pregnancy testing and confirmation because young ladies will need that if they're applying for Medicaid, so they can get that from us. We offer free ultrasounds for them. If they come in and they test positive for pregnancy, we can provide them with 6 months of prenatal vitamins. We also offer options counseling for the young ladies who are coming in because many of them are just confused and they're not really sure what they want to do. They're not sure what their options are.
Right.
And so they can sit down with a woman here who is just going to love on them and just try to have them take a deep breath and let's talk about where you are and what all of your options are. So we're going to talk to them about parenting, adoption, and abortion, because we want to make sure that they have the true facts about all of those things and know what to expect. And so options counseling is a big part of what we do. In addition, we have our own in-store baby boutique. And so for our moms who are parenting, we have lots of brand new baby clothes, car seats, cribs, strollers, pretty much anything they could need for their little one. And the way that they take advantage of our boutique is by participating in our Baby Bucks program, which is parenting classes, pregnancy classes, childbirth classes, breastfeeding. We have fatherhood classes and all of those things because we want to be conscientious and keep them safe from COVID and the fact that they have jobs. All of our classes now are online, so they do not have to come into the center to complete the classes. And each class that they complete, they earn baby bucks to spend in our baby boutique to get the items that they need for their baby.
Wendy.
Yes, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and you're not even finished yet, but I was going to say, this sounds like such an amazing set of resources for folks, because when you are at any age, when you are going through this type of thing, you do have questions, you have concerns, and sometimes you just don't know who to ask or where to turn. So Daybreak really, I love that you say it's pregnancy care because that encompasses so much. Continue, because you aren't finished with all of the services.
We have more resources.
And wait,
so we also have. And wait, there's more. That's right. So we have maternity clothes that are available for our mamas on a lending basis. So they can come in, take up to 10 items, keep them as long as they can wear them, and bring them back. So that being said, we take donations of maternity clothes and use baby items because in addition to our Baby Bucks program, we have community care days. And so anyone that has a baby between birth and 12 months can come in once a month to Daybreak. They can get diapers, wipes, formula, and a bundle of clothes, whatever size their baby is wearing at that time. We have mommy mentor programs because some of our young women maybe don't have that positive role model or woman in their life that they can just talk to just about life. And so there are women here who are happy to meet with them, take them for coffee, have dinner with them, and just be that role model to come alongside them. And we have the same for our fathers. I'll let Andre talk more about that. But we also offer post-abortion support for women who have experienced an abortion and who are just still carrying maybe some of the grief and just the emotions that come along with that. So,
yeah. Wow. That is amazing. I mean, I'm overwhelmed with the amount of services and the type of services that you guys provide at Daybreak, because all of that is so needed. Wendy Gilliard Gilyard is the director of client services at Daybreak. Dr. Andre Melvin is the board chair. And Dr. Melvin, I love too that you at Daybreak, you're involving the man, the husband, the boyfriend, whatever he may happen to be, because I think, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, guys kind of get eliminated and ignored in this whole pregnancy process.
Oh, absolutely. And yes, we want to engage the young men or men, the fathers who come in with the pregnant mother, to engage and talk with them, ask them what questions they may have, or how do they feel about the mother being pregnant? What are their thoughts? Because they have an influence, they have an opportunity to support, have an opportunity to partner and share with this situation and with this this new family that may be developing. So it's really important for engage. Is not just I think society has kind of put them on the outside and they don't have a voice, they don't have a say in the matter, and they do, and they have a very strong say in the matter as fathers and supporters of the women that come in who need services and need help. It's a scary time for them. I'm sure it's a scary time for the young men as well. So we try to come alongside them and be a mentor. Same it's with the mothers, take them out for coffee, sit down and talk with them and encourage them and let them know that there's support and there's help.
Do you find that the men, the boys, the guys want it or appreciate it, the assistance that you're giving them, or even are recognize that maybe they even need it?
I'm sorry, I think my
you didn't hear? He's gone.
I will answer. So a lot of times I think the guys are caught off guard when we ask how they're feeling, because they are kind of told that, hey, this is the woman's choice and you don't have a right to say anything. And so I think it does catch them off guard. And it's just like with anything. Some of them are very receptive. They want to hear what their resources are, and they want to know
we're having
there's help and what we can refer them to. We want. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. So, we want to let them know that they do have a voice. And if maybe their experience with their fathers has not been a good one and they're just feeling like, I don't know how to do this, to get them plugged in with Andre and a male mentor that can just come alongside them and be like, hey, we're going to help equip you for this role as a father and teach you how to co-parent, or, talk to them about marriage.
Or support the young lady.
We want to support the family unit and help these young people, if they're planning to parent, to build a strong family. Yeah.
Wendy Gilgard joins us. She's director of client services. Dr. Andre Melvin is board chair. Both of them are over at Daybreak. Dr. Melvin, thank you for rejoining us. Technology is great until it's not. So we appreciate both of you guys joining us today. So with that in mind, who does Daybreak serve?
Right. Yeah.
Who does Daybreak serve?
So we serve anyone in the community. Yeah, we are open for anyone in the community. Um, so and all, like I said, all of our services are at no cost, but we are for anyone in the community who maybe is facing an unplanned pregnancy. We also, if there's a single mom and maybe she's already had her baby, and she just needs some help, she can come see us. My job is to help her find resources, maybe help her put together a life plan, and just help them with some of those things where they may feel overwhelmed. And so let's set some goals, and here's what we need to handle immediately, and just try to kind of come alongside them again, give them that support they need, and the things that they need to empower them to be good moms and dads, or with whatever decision it is that they're making, to let them know that they're not alone. There's people here who care about them, and that we're here regardless of what choice they decide to make.
Right. That's Wendy Gilliard. She is the Director of Client Services at Daybreak. And Andre Melvin joins us also. He's board chair. So, Dr. Melvin, how did Roe v. Wade affect you with what you're providing for the community?
Well, I think it, because of the turnover of Roe v. Wade, we were anticipating there were going to be more persons coming through our doors, looking for support, looking for help. And we're finding that actually is the case. We're getting more calls and more inquiries about our services. And so I believe it puts us where, in a position to do what we do best, is come alongside new parents and persons who have unplanned pregnancies, and let them know that we're here. We have support for them. We have options for them that they could seek out and find with us. So I think it really was that turnover, because we are concerned about the families. We are concerned about especially single parents. We are concerned about mothers. We are concerned about these unborn children, and we want to provide some kind of support and service for them that will best help them in their life, and give them a good running start with this new family, a new mother, new father, a new child. Give them the support that they need to help them, because it can be very challenging, especially because it's unplanned. That means that they weren't anticipating this, and may not have the resources available to get started with this new life that's in their care. And so I believe that the turnover of Roe v. Wade kind of perhaps put other people in our path that we can help. But we've always been doing that regardless of the decision. And then before this, that we just want to help our communities. And, I think statistically, we were, anybody who's welcome through our doors. A large percentage of that are African-American families, mothers. And so we just want to be there to help them in a very critical and crucial time in their life.
That's Dr. Andre Melvin. He is board chair at Daybreak. Wendy Gilliard, Director of Client Services, also joins us today as we talk about the implications of Roe v. Wade for providers. Now, you may have heard at the beginning, we had an update from attorney Tamika Isaac Devine and Holly Holliday. She's out of the D.C. area with Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote. And Holly particularly, kind of mentioned that there were either going to be or were laws in place to penalize people who either give people information about an abortion or even drive someone to an abortion. Does that not affect you guys?
Mm-hmm. So I'll answer that. So we are a non-judgmental clinic here. We do not provide abortion services here. However, We do provide in our options counseling, we are going to talk to these young ladies who
Right.
don't maybe really understand. We're going to tell them what is involved with a medical abortion procedure, what's involved with a surgical procedure, what to be looking for if they needed follow-up treatment, that maybe something wasn't going well. But we are not going to, because we are not going to refer them to a clinic. And so I think as long as we are not referring them to a clinic, that we should be okay. But they need people to talk to. We want them to bring their support person with them, because their support person needs to know also, here's what you need to be looking for after the procedure, just in case your loved one needs follow-up medical attention. And so I think that with that, we should be okay, because like I said, we are not going to, we're not permitted to refer them for an abortion to a clinic. So I think that Daybreak, we could at least answer their questions and give them information without incurring any kind of criminal charges here.
Yeah, we're looking at the website now. If people want more information about Daybreak, they can certainly visit the website. So the ruling does not change anything about what you can provide.
No, our services
That's great.
are still going to be the same for them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So,
Yeah.
when,
Mhm.
how and when should someone use your care? At what process, at what point in their decision-making process should they come to you, and how do they do that?
So honestly, if a young lady has missed her cycle and believes that she might be pregnant, she could schedule an appointment with us online, or she can call our office and come in for a free pregnancy confirmation, and just to talk to someone for her options counseling. And as I said, we would get her scheduled for an ultrasound to verify the pregnancy and how far along she is.
Okay. And then, so that, like you said, they can call, they can make an appointment on the website, they can come in. And once
Right.
they come in, Wendy, and then have their test, from there, they can then get all of the other services that you mentioned.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we
Yeah.
would get them signed up. We would let them tour the baby boutique, talk to them about all of our services. And if they wanted to participate, we would get them signed up while they were here. Yes.
Right, right. Do you think that the Roe v. Wade decision in the future will change what you guys can offer and provide at Daybreak at all? What's the future of what you guys provide? Because there's such important services for men and women.
You know, I think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Right. I think, right. I think that because primarily the majority of our clients that we see are probably planning to parent their children. So I don't think that Roe v. Wade will impact what services we provide. It may impact how many people that we're seeing. And so we have already seen an increase in phone calls from young ladies who are wanting abortion information just because they're not sure what their options are. So if
Right.
anything, I would just see that our services would not change, but we may likely start seeing many more clients than what we're seeing right now. Yeah.
Are you seeing them come from out of state?
We are not seeing anyone come in from out of state right now. All of ours are within South Carolina. I would, because of our laws here, I doubt that we would have anyone come in. And if we
Right.
did have a young lady who contacted us from another state, there are pregnancy care centers all over the United States. And so what I would do is try to get her in with the pregnancy care center that's in her local area. And get her in touch with them. Yeah.
Dr. Melvin, from a board perspective, are you guys talking about what you guys serve, how it may change, Roe v. Wade? What kind of conversations are you having in the board meetings, if any?
Well, Trey, Yes, we've been talking about the decision leading up to that decision, and since the decision has been made or the turnover of that, we are a Christian-based organization, and so we, believe in the sanctity of life. We believe and support these unborn babies. We want to provide a service to help the mom and help this child come into this world, healthily, and so we, as far as the decision that was made for Roe v. Wade, I believe, as Christians and believers, we were, excited to see again an opportunity for us to serve, and for those who may come for our services. Even prior to this, we were, as families come in, single mothers come in, wanting to, just get basic help or try to find answers. We want to position ourselves to help anyone in the community. As Wendy shared, we're not here to judge. We're here to support and help. And even if a mother or a couple comes in and they are even abortion minded, even now that the laws have changed, that'll be a little bit more difficult for them. But we still want to help them and share with them all the details of what that looks like. So at the board level, we've just been trying to be very strategic in how we could create more awareness of our services and be able to provide the resources that are needed. We were anticipating that our numbers would go up as far as persons coming in, so we've been trying to adjust for that, and getting all of our partners together to help us help us to do what we can do best, and how we can even do it even better than what we've been doing it, and how we can provide opportunities for these families and see what else we might need to take on or might need to look at as we see these adjustments and changes in our state and even in our nation.
Yeah, that's Dr. Andre Melvin, board chair, along with Wendy Gilliard, director of client services at Daybreak. We're going a little bit over, so thank you guys so much for hanging in there with us. Before you leave, I have to ask, how can the community help? Wendy, you mentioned donations. What are you taking? What do you need? And as far as clothing, how old children's clothing do you need? What sizes?
Yeah. So we can take donations of any baby items. So if you are trying to clean out your garage and you have baby stuff in there, we will take it. You can bring it to Daybreak, and we will make sure that a mama that needs that stuff gets it. Clothing, honestly, we will take clothing for children any age. Our primary focus is 0 to 12 months, but if we get clothing for children older than that, we have moms that come in that have older kids,
Right.
that may need those clothes. And so we will keep them in our donation room, or we will make sure that maybe Hannah House or Sister Care or Toby's Place,
Right.
somewhere that needs those items, that we get them to ladies who can use them. We take maternity clothes, like I said, because we do provide those for our moms. We know those things are expensive. And so as far as like donations, we always need diapers, because like I said, we do give out diapers, wipes, and formula every month. And our biggest need is usually for diapers size 5 and 6, because that is the size that these little ones stay in the longest. So diapers, wipes. Yeah, they're in this 5 and 6 the longest amount of time. So they outgrow the 1s and 2s pretty fast. So so diapers, formula. I know that with the formula shortage, but as people see formula back on the shelf, if they want to buy a couple cans of formula and drop it off at Daybreak, we'll make sure that a mama gets that that needs it. So, and then we are a nonprofit ministry. I may defer over to Andre for this, but we don't get any federal funding here at Daybreak. So Andre, do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we are nonprofit 501c3, and so those who would donate to us will can get a tax write-off for it. We invite churches, individuals, businesses to support us, who believe in what we're doing and partnering with us. And so we don't get any funding through the government or any other source, but people who just have a heart for families and children and babies, and trying to again come alongside the mothers and trying to help these men and women to really get a leg up on society and help them to adjust well to this new family that they've developed. And so we really would love that kind of support. And especially I would add and just interject again, volunteers. We can use the support for when these young ladies or women who are pregnant, coming in, that kind of counseling support that is needed there. And the men, we need more men to come to just kind of lock arms with these men who are coming in, these fathers who are coming in and not sure what to do, what's next, and sit down and talk with them. So all kinds of support financially, physically, the clothes and the resources that we provide. We're probably, as you asked the question about how are we adjusting and what do we need to think forward as a board, even staffing, what does that look like in terms of what we anticipate the swell of personnel or persons that will be coming through, clients that will be coming through. We're just trying to figure out how we can support them best.
Yeah. All right. So donations of all kinds, funding, manpower, so to speak, counselors, clothing, and so much more. For more information about Daybreak, please check the information on the screen. You can see Wendy's information and also Dr. Melvin's information. If you know someone that may need these pregnancy care services that they provide, and it's a myriad of services, so very comprehensive, please refer someone to Daybreak, take someone to Daybreak, check out the website. They can give them a call, they can email them, and get the services that they need. Wendy Gilgard, Director of Client Services, Dr. Andre Melvin, Board Chair. Thank you guys so much, not only for joining us today, but for all you're doing in our community. It's so needed and so very much appreciated. Thank you so much for joining us today on Coping.
Thank you, Trey, for having us. We appreciate that.
Thank
Absolutely.
you, Trey. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thank you. So listen, if you have a product or service that could help someone cope or cope with COVID, please email coping with Tre Tailor at gmail.com. If you have a story or initiative that could help someone cope or cope with COVID, please email booking at copingwithtretailor.com. We would love to get you on, and we would love for you to be a proud sponsor of Coping with Tre Tailor, just like In It Together SC and the Diabetes Action Council. They sponsor Coping with COVID on Wellness Wednesday, every Wednesday. We're also sponsored by Javis Financial Services, Palmetto Media Connections, the Fifth Circuit Solicitor's Office, also Agape Counseling and Training Services, Black Pages, Black Expo, the Comet Bus System, and Computers Unique Dutch Square Mall. Now, coming up next Wellness Wednesday from In It Together SC and the Diabetes Action Council, we're going to talk about immunizations and back to school. Rick Herc joins us on Thursday. He has a Kicking It with Dads event that is coming up that's really important. As Dr. Melvin mentioned, men are so important in our community. And then Nacho Kids. This is an internationally known group that works with blended families. Experts Lori and David Sims joins us next Friday for Nacho Kids. As usual, I leave you with a spiritual reading. We have gone back to reading Jesus Calling, but I think in September, we're going to go to another book. I've been looking at some different devotionals that I want us to start reading. I do believe today is the 12th, isn't it? So it says, "Come to me when you are weak and weary. Rest snugly in my everlasting arms. I do not despise your weakness, my child. Actually, Jesus says, it draws me closer to you because weakness stirs up my compassion and yearning to help. Accept yourself and your weariness, knowing that I understand how much difficulty you've been experiencing in your journey. Don't compare yourself with others who seem to skip along their life paths with ease. Their journeys have been different from yours, and I have gifted them with abundant energy. I have gifted you with fragility, providing opportunities for your spirit to blossom in my presence. God, thank you for different gifts. Accept the gift as a sacred treasure, delicate yet glowing with brilliant light. Rather than struggling to disguise or deny your weakness, allow me to bless you richly through it. Man, that's so good. That's your Jesus Calling for today, Friday, August 12th. I'm Tre Tailor. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining us today and this week on Coping with Tre Tailor. Until the next time, I wish you peace, abundant blessings. Take care. God bless. Stay well. And we heard from Dr. Bell, the state epidemiologist, earlier this week. COVID is still a thing, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're going to be out and about in a large crowd, especially inside, please don't forget to wear your mask over your nose and under your chin. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Coping, find peace of mind to survive through whatever. Coping, learning the way that we thrive all together. Coping, finding out what's real. Coping, we can heal, we can heal, we can heal. Coping with stress, coping with strife, bringing hope for success, for improving our life. Coping beyond hoping to do more than survive, ways to live a healthy life. Coping and promoting, learning what you can do, 6 ways to a better you. Coping, find peace of mind to survive